Hey guys, Mr. XY97 here. Welcome back to another Scarlet and Violet Pokemon analysis. Today we're going to be talking about Zacian. Tinkaton. Yeah, Tinkaton. That's the name. Tinkaton is the final evolution of Tinkatink, which evolves into Tinkatuff, which evolves into Tinkaton. Tinkaton's typing is, well, reminiscent of a certain legendary Pokemon which we will not name. Tinkaton in a vacuum actually does not seem all too powerful. Besides this type that we just mentioned, the stats aren't as incredible as you'd think they'd be for something with this type.
Looking at Tinkaton's stats, they're really nothing amazing. I mean, sure, it's better than some other Fairy Steel types like Mawile and Klefki, but 75 in attack isn't exactly anything to write home about. You'd hope the bulk would make up for it, and well, it's not the worst, but it's not very good either. With an HP stat of 85 and a defense of 77, on the physical side it's pretty frail. Its special defense being 105 means if you were to invest in only bulk, it'd live a special attack or two, but this thing is nowhere near a tank, so that's unrealistic. The special attack stat might as well be 0 because 70 is even more pitiful than the physical side. With a speed of 94, it's decently fast, which is about the only good thing I've said so far. One thing I can't deny is that Tinkaton's typing is not one of its faults. Being a Fairy Steel type, this Pokemon is only weak to fire and ground. Only 2 weaknesses is always nice, but looking at the offensive potential, we see the typing strong points. Tinkaton deals stab super effective damage to fighting, rock, ice, dragon, dark, and fairy, which is
incredible.
Looking at the abilities, we see Tinkaton has Mold Breaker, Own Tempo, and Pickpocket. The weakest of the bunch goes to Pickpocket. This ability causes the user to steal an opposing Pokemon's item when the user is hit by a move that makes contact, provided the user isn't holding an item. Considering you probably are holding an item and the opponent has to actually make contact to activate this ability, as well as you not knowing what said item is until you take it, means that this ability is very situational and overall bad. Own Tempo is much more useful, as it not only prevents the user from being confused, but it also protects you from the ability Intimidate, which if you didn't know decreases your attack by 1 stage when they switch in. This helps a lot against Pokemon that hope to make your already horrible attack stat even worse. Lastly is Mold Breaker, which is arguably the most useful for this Mon, but Own Tempo is on the same playing field for sure. Mold Breaker causes the user to ignore all abilities when doing damage or when hitting an attack. For example, if a Rotom Heat, who has an immunity to ground due to its ability Levitate, were to be targeted by Earthquake from a Mon with this ability, Levitate would be ignored and Earthquake would hit for 4 times super effective damage. Tinkaton doesn't learn Earthquake though, so what's more likely to happen is you're going up against a Clodsire with Unaware and you set up a Sword Stance and want to knock it out. But oh no, Unaware ignores the stat boost so Clodsire lives. Well, with Mold Breaker, you ignore Clodsire's Unaware and still deal boosted damage, and likely knock it out provided it already had a little damage on it. But wait, I hear you saying, how'd I knock it out? Tinkaton's attack stat sucks, and even after Sword Stance, we probably don't have any moves that do good damage to Clodsire. Well, my friend, that's where you're wrong. Enter Tinkaton's signature move, Gigaton Hammer. This move is the most stupidly busted move I've ever seen in my life. 160 base power stab steel type move that's only drawback is it's not able to be used 2 times in a row. No, the drawback isn't having to do nothing for a turn while you recharge, you can still use other moves, you just can't use this move twice in a row. What was Game Freak thinking here? I mean, now the low attack stat makes sense, right? This move more than makes up for it after all. Look at the damage difference of a Mold Breaker Gigaton Hammer against Clodsire at +2 versus without Mold Breaker if you didn't believe Mold Breaker was a great ability on this beast of a Mon. Its coverage is pretty good, with Knockoff, Stone Edge, Brick Break, and wait, Ice Hammer? Ice Hammer is a 100 base power ice type attack that used to be the signature move of Crabominable. They decided to make Crabominable ugly and give its signature move to this Toxapex looking hammer baby. This is just sad. Anyways, now that we've talked about how incredible this thing is, I wanted to mention the fact it has beef with Corviknight. The Pokedex entry for this Mon states, this intelligent Pokemon has a very daring disposition. It knocks rocks into the sky with its hammer, aiming for flying Corviknight. Why? Why does it do this? Tinkaton literally woke up and chose violence against any Corviknight they see. I'm guessing it's to use the metal to build an even better hammer, but wow, is that dark. Anyways, my overall thoughts on this demon is that it's a nuke disguised as an innocent creature, and I gotta love it for that. I'm thinking it will probably be in the overused tier as a wall breaker, as it matches up well against tanks like Garganackle with Gigaton Hammer, and even Toxapex if you give it the Electric Terra type plus Terra Blast. But yeah guys, that's really all for today's video. If you enjoyed, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, as it really helps out the channel. I'm uploading analysis videos every day or two, so look out for them, and the next one will be over Palafin, so keep an eye out. And until next time everyone, stay safe and have a good one.